Hey everybody. Hello and welcome to the Baca Happy Hour. We're so glad to have you back this week. We have a really exciting show. We've got two special guests coming on, sisters Lauren and Kelly, who are the founders of SISSFit Fitness, which is a fitness app that's launched right before coronavirus that is a wonderful way for you all to get in your workouts at home. I know that that's kind of what everyone's been doing lately, so we're really excited to talk to them. And at the very beginning, we're also going to have one of our sommeliers come in to talk about the new Baca Carignan. So he'll be coming on shortly. And I just wanted to introduce myself one more time. My name is Alexandra, and I run our social media. So if you've ever DM'd us or tagged us in a picture, messaged us, you've likely been chatting with me, and so I'm really excited to be in the front of the camera this time to share this with you all. So I am going to bring on Ryan Williams, who's shortly, and he will be joining us to talk about our new Baca Carignan, which is the newest wine in our Baca portfolio. And there he is. Hey, Ryan.
How are you, Allie? Long time no see.
I know, it's been forever. I feel like I just haven't seen anybody in so long. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Good.
Good. What have you been up to? I know for people at home that don't know, you head up a lot of our accounts with different restaurants and things to get our wine there. And I know that that has been obviously really difficult in the time of COVID. So maybe just tell us a little bit about what you're working on.
Oh, for sure. Yes, COVID has been a big challenge. A lot of our champions have been in Napa and Sonoma because they were the only ones that were able to actually have indoor dining for a very brief period. But country clubs and retail stores are really where we've been able to sell a lot of wine.
Awesome.
Those country club members who live on property can still purchase dinners from the wonderful restaurants they have, and then they buy a bottle of Hall, Baca, or Walt wine to go along with dinner. So we've been pretty
Perfect.
successful in that venue.
Awesome. Well, speaking of wine, I know that it's 4 o'clock and I always want some wine. So if you happen to have a bottle of the Carignan with you, I would love to just talk about it with you.
Oh, sure. Definitely.
Perfect. Yeah. So I've got it right here. It is our 2019. It's called the Pinch Hitter, and it's a Carignan, which is new for Baca because we were previously only a Zinfandel brand. So Ryan, maybe you could talk a little bit about just the difference between Carignan and Zinfandel and some of the characteristics of this wine.
Well, definitely. Carignan, for most, is pretty prevalent in the south of France, Languedoc-Roussillon area, and it's more so a blending grape than anything. It kind of got a bad rap. There's also a good amount in Spain as well as in Italy. And California has really come up, and it seems to be a pretty fertile ground to plant and to harvest and make into good wines. Typically very fruit forward, but there's a delicate, salty umami character that goes along with it, which kind of balances it out, which makes it an everyday drinking wine.
Wonderful.
Medium body, medium tannins, and great acidity. So it's very easy to drink and pretty easy to pair as well.
Yeah, I just opened one of these last week, I think, and had it with the pizza, and it was very good with the pizza. So I do know you can pair it with anything probably.
Yes, definitely. When most people are thinking, they're thinking around Thanksgiving because some of the characteristics you're getting are cranberry, raspberry. You're getting some bacon spice like cinnamon and nutmeg. You're getting licorice. And so with turkey or duck or with any squash or pumpkin or any type of pumpkin pie, potato pie, sweet potato pie, then it goes perfectly.
Well, I'm sold. I love pumpkin pie. I don't think that that's just a winter dessert. I think you can make pumpkin pie anytime that you want to. And now I'll have to go and make some to drink with this wine. Maybe I'll bring you a slice next time I see you.
Definitely. I applaud the whole winemaking team led by Allison and with definitely the guidance of Jennifer Brown, because this was a brilliant offtake to get away from Zen and kind of offer something else within the brand that's really approachable, easy to drink, and you could buy a whole case and it'd probably be gone in about a week.
Yeah, definitely at my house. It would definitely not last too long.
For sure.
how would you say, I know that you were saying Carignan is used as a blending grape within Zinfandel. Is it used as a blending grape for other varietals as well, or just primarily Zin?
Very few. It's normally like the Zinfandel family. You normally will have maybe some Petit Syrah and some Carignan blended with Zinfandel. It's probably the best blend in the south of France. They may even sometimes throw in some of the Syrah every now and then, maybe a little Mourvèdre. It depends on what the winemaker's preference is down in that particular region. But normally it's a supporting cast. It's not, and so for this to be the lead is really brilliant and a phenomenal opportunity for people to be able to experience it on its own.
Yeah, well, this is the first full, only Carignan wine that I've had, and I really like it. So I'll have to make a pumpkin pie and send you some to try.
For sure.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on, Ryan.
And thank you.
We really appreciate it. Yeah, cheers.
Enjoy. Cheers.
Okay, so now I'm going to be bringing on, we have the Lauren Reed and Kelly Collins, who are two sisters. They were D1 athletes, and they founded their own fitness app, and it's really taken off, and we're so excited to have them here. They are hopefully going to walk me through a little workout, because with drinking all these wines at happy hour, there is definitely a little more room for fitness in my lifestyle. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, it's so nice to see you. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
How are you guys doing? Oh, yeah. Everyone could work out a little more, and then you get to drink a little more wine, so it works out well. Where are you all joining us from?
We are joining from Costa Mesa, California. So I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lauren.
And so we're at my place right now.
Yes, so that my kids aren't running around in the background.
Yes. And Lauren, I know that you have kids. How has that been having them home? Are they old enough that you're teaching them anything in homeschool, or?
Thankfully, no. I feel like it's hard enough. I cannot imagine the moms who are actually homeschooling on top of it. I have a two-year-old toddler and now a 6-month-old, so they are definitely keeping me busy enough, but props to all the moms homeschooling out there.
Oh yeah, my aunt is home with 2 kids, and they're in middle school and elementary school, and she is like, I don't know how to do long division. I just type it into my phone. I don't know how to teach it. So yeah. I'm thankful that I'm not responsible for teaching anyone right now. Except that what I can offer is a little bit of wine for you guys. So if you would like, I have our new rosé here. It's the new canned Ring Around the Rosé. So I can I'll pass it down to you guys.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Amazing. It's the power of the internet. Cheers. So this is, like I was mentioning, this is, it's the new vintage. It's our 2019 Ring Around the Rosé. And the beauty of it being in a can is that you could take it with you anywhere. You don't have to put it in a glass. But I'm going to, just to show off the color. And it's this beautiful, like very light kind of peachy pink, which is beautiful. So cheers.
Cheers, cheers.
I've never actually seen the color because I never take the time to actually
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Well, there you go. That's fine. That's honestly a good sign that you like it so much you don't even need to pour it in a glass.
Yes,
Oh my gosh,
for sure.
such a fan. So I do have a question out of the gates.
Yeah.
A Zinfandel rosé, what is the difference between that versus a different varietal in a rosé? Because this one is amazing and I love Zins, but I don't know if that's a correlation to why I like it per se.
Yeah. So, this is very layman's term, but in general, the way that, rosé gets its color and the way that, one of the ways that you can make it is by taking the Zinfandel grape and then only letting the skins stay in the winemaking process for a little bit of time, because the skin is where the color comes in from the wine. So Zinfandel typically does have a lot of sugar in it just as a varietal, but the way that our winemaker does it really brings down the sugar and kind of brings up the acidity, which makes this a really nice dry rosé, which I really like, because I think a lot of times when people think of Zin, especially when people think of rosé and rosé of Zinfandel, they think of like a white Zin or a really sweet drink, but this is definitely on the drier side, I would say.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I hate sweet wines. And I love like the idea of a rosé or a white, but typically I gravitate more towards red and rosés. But that makes a lot more sense because it's definitely dry, but it's super flavorful because sometimes they're watery and I'm like, seems like it should
right. Have to take some.
Yeah, for sure. I think that this, I mean, it just tastes like a, very like classic. We'll go through a little bit of a tasting kind of after, but first I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions so everyone can get to know you a little bit better.
Perfect.
And you can answer in whichever order. You could do oldest first or just whoever has an answer right away.
Only thing I have going for me.
Okay, so Lauren, you're first, but okay, so the first question is, what is your go-to breakfast before a workout? Or do you even eat breakfast before you work out?
Yes, I do not like working out on a totally empty stomach because I just don't feel like it gives me enough fuel. I do prefer morning workouts. So if it's an early morning workout, typically like a banana or half a banana with almond butter or half a bar, something like that. If it's morning, then I'll do a full breakfast, like avocado toast with an egg. Like that.
That's funny. I'd answer the same thing.
That's the problem. We have a lot of the same answers.
A lot of the same answers. Okay, what is your most used app on your phone right now?
I mean, truthfully.
Sadly, probably Instagram.
Yeah.
And our SISSFit app.
Which
exactly.
Like embarrassing. We're not trying to throw that out there, at least not quite yet. But truthfully, we do use our
I would say those too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm on social media all the time doing Baca and Walton Hall, and definitely takes up a lot of my phone space. But okay, next question is, if you could share a bottle of wine with anybody, you past or present, who would it be?
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably our grandpa.
Our grandpa.
There are 18 grandkids, so our mom is one of 7.
Wow.
We're a super close family. He kept everyone like as tight as can be. Every sporting event, everything he was at, he was just like, he was a man.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Sure. And the last picture that I feel like I had of him was on, I think it was his 85th birthday, maybe a year before he passed, and where I was like, Grandpa, let's take a picture with his like cake with a million candles, and he was like holding a glass of wine, and I'm like,
oh my god,
hold that for the picture. But
was there one candle for every year?
What?
Was there one candle for
were there 85 candles?
We had at least for like the 10s and all the, you had at least like 13 in there, but it was just funny because he looked so awkward with his little wine glass, and so.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a great answer. That's a good answer. Okay. All right. Final question is, what are your top 3 favorite workout songs?
Workout songs. Oh boy.
Or just even not, but just whatever you listen to working out.
So full transparency. I am not. What did you say?
Don't say like I have a tiger.
No, well actually, it's not that one. I did listen to that like a lot when I was in college, or I don't know, some Eminem songs. But I do not create any of my own playlists. That once again is like something that our app has is a bunch of like curated DJ mixes. So I just like click and go. So I have favorite playlists, but not necessarily favorite tracks. What are some of your favorites? You're better at that.
No, I'm not. But like the ones that come to mind are from like high school track days. The ones that like got you super amped. Yeah. Do you remember that like Fort Minor one? It was like 10%, whatever.
Yeah.
And 50%
concentrated power of will. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
That was what it sounds like. Every track meet, I would just get in my zone and listen to that, and so I feel like that's still.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Still mine.
Yeah. That's a good one. I definitely.
You do like that Eminem one, which just sounds so like kind of not hip hop, but the one. What's the?
No, it's not Laser. What is
Till
it?
I Collapsed. It's called Till I Collapsed. Do you know that one? The Eminem song is called Till I Collapse, and it's basically
maybe.
Like, you'll have to. It like.
I'll have to look it up.
Basically, it's about like seems like mental toughness. Like are you gonna fold or are you going to like do it, show up? And so that was all like.
Oh yeah.
New ones, I don't know. I'm not into like all the new stuff. I'll listen to like country now. We're old.
Right.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm from North Carolina, so I definitely just mostly listen to country music. But it's so nice that you're.
Okay, but.
Oh yeah, it's so nice that your app has music to go along with the workouts. I feel like a lot of times, some of the workouts that I've been doing at home, it's just the sound of the instructor, and I want to play music, but then you drown out you can't do both. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
That's cool. We have actually over 10,000 DJ playlists. So it's not, I mean, that's a huge
cool.
thing is the licensing of the music. And so that's what we are used to being, you know, instructors before and having our voice in whatever playlist you make. So it's really cool to have it come through. And also if you do the same workout 10 times, you can do a different playlist. So it's not so redundant where you're like, okay, I know that the song's going to come on. You're going to say this. So it makes it a lot
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, so while we're already talking about it, do you want to tell me a little bit about SISSFit and how you kind of came up with the idea and how you've been growing the business and maintaining it during this time of sheltering in place and all these, you know, crazy things going on? Yeah, wine.
Yeah, gosh, we started, I guess, like 4 years ago now, and it was kind of like we were both in really travel-heavy careers, which is hard to even fathom at this time. But on the road all the time, came from being Division I athletes where we had, you know, 5 hours of training on the track every day to all of a sudden like 12-hour days. Kel had client dinners. I mean, you're just trying to fit in 30 minutes, and you want it to be an effective 30 minutes and not one that you're waking up at 5 a.m. to hate. And so we were just constantly writing like on our hotel, you know, notepad, like here's a workout, and I'd send it to her, she'd send it to me, and that's kind of just what we would do to hold each other accountable. And I kind of realized like we're certainly not the only busy women out there, and a lot of people would probably love to have quick on the go workouts. And so that was kind of the basis of it. And so that's where we started. We did a lot of downloadable PDF guides, and we would run group challenges with a bunch of women. I have some community Facebook group for accountability, and then all of a sudden we kind of just decided we should turn this into an app. That's just the best way to go about it. And we're really lucky to have synced up with another company that allowed us to provide the music aspect and to also audio coach the workouts, which is a really unique feature, I think, within our app, and something that's been really useful, especially during COVID. And when you feel like, I just want to go to my group class, you know, Barry's Bootcamp or Orange Theory Fitness, or just be around other people or have a coach tell me what to do. And that's what we do. We come through your headphones and we just say, okay, we're going to head out on an outdoor run today. Find your jog pace in 30 seconds. We're going to bump up that speed. We want you in a fast run. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. We know you're getting tired. Hang on to it. And so we just guide you through the whole workout, so you know you're going to get a good, efficient workout in a short period of time, and you don't have to put in any of the thought process. Yeah, and then you've got all your great music. You can choose, I want country today, I want hip-hop, I want gospel music, I want kid-friendly music. So it's just a great way to mix things up. And we've got strength in there as well, and treadmill, elliptical. I mean, a bunch of prenatal. I did a whole prenatal program when I was pregnant. So we've got a lot of stuff in there. It's been fun.
Cool. That's awesome. Something that I need every time I work out is for somebody to be like telling me to keep going. If I'm, you know, just sitting in my living room and I'm in theory going to do a workout, I need somebody to be coaching me and holding me accountable. So
I know, isn't that
especially at home, anything, right? You're like,
I think about that in workout classes when I'm holding, like I took Pilates this morning, and I would never be doing what you're asking me to do if I was telling myself to do that, you know, but if you hear audio, it's so funny because Lauren will be like, I know you're tired, like in a run. And I'm like, it's my sister. It's like, stop. But when I hear it, I know that you're tired. We've got 2 more rounds. I know you want to let off, but don't, you know, focus forward. Let's go. And I'm like, okay, fine. So
I know.
And your ear makes you be like, okay, you feel like you're accountable to the coach. And
yeah, we always get that comment, like, we feel like you're watching us, like we can't let off. Like, we hate you, but we love you. Appreciate that.
That's honestly, I feel like a huge praise that you can have that presence just from the app. I mean, I know that, you know, if I'm doing a workout and it says 20 burpees, the likelihood that I'm going to do all 20 burpees by myself are, I'm going to say it's at 0. There's no way.
But that's just funny because that's
like, I'll skip it, but you like, someone's in your ear, you're like, I can't skip this section, so I might as well just do it.
Yeah, like that's when you're like, oh, you done 18, like, don't even think about stopping, let's do 20.
Yeah, that's what I need, and I'm sure so many people need that, especially now that gyms have kind of opened for like 2 or 3 weeks and then they're going to shut down again. People are probably getting, you know, back into a different fitness routine, and we're all, most likely or to some capacity probably going to have to readjust to working out at home. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
So yeah. And after you work out, you always get wine. I assume that's part of the regimen.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we are definitely like the get your workout in, let it set the tone for your day, but we are not gym rats. We don't spend 2 hours in the gym. We don't obsess about it, and we definitely love our wine and just kind of want to live as normal of lives as we can.
I can see comments rolling in from all of our girls, and they're like, yeah,
we know.
I feel like a rosé is a really good wine to drink after workout because it's so light. It's very refreshing, especially now that it's hot up here. I'm sure in Southern California, I know there's a heat wave, and it is. I mean, my mom lives in Scottsdale, and she this is her favorite wine because it is so refreshing and it's so hot there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So this wine, I mean, actually, why don't let's all take a taste, and then I want to hear some of the different characteristics that you think about it, because I know, the official winemaking tasting notes, but I always think it's interesting to hear what other people taste, because there's no wrong answer.
Notes are like,
there's no wrong answer.
Or bad. Okay. I haven't read the label, like, I'm so bad at this, so I'll tell you what I have.
Yeah, just give me just a few tasting notes just to see. And everyone gets different things.
I'm going to throw out a little bit of cherry.
Yeah.
I need a couple more sips.
You mean you just go back in?
This is my second can. How much do I need to?
I don't know. Yeah, other than
Can't say grapes.
I didn't say that.
Well, I mean,
something
grapes.
Anything floral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would say the main thing that I get, which I will say, to be honest, if it hadn't been in the tasting notes, I don't know that I would have picked it out, because I think once people tell you, what they taste, then it's easier for you to pick it out yourself. But one of the tasting notes for this wine is like a peach gummy or a peach ring. And I get that a lot. I think it tastes peachy, and then
a really good way of describing it too, because it feels like really refreshing and like full in your mouth, but it still feels like at the same time. And I don't know how that really works.
Yeah, it's like super flavorful.
Yeah. Yes, there's a little bit of peach gummy, some floral notes on the nose, like you mentioned. And then there's some grapefruit, because this wine definitely has a lot of brightness and a lot of acidity, which grapefruit kind of, pulls out. So you guys, I mean, you nailed it, especially, cherries are tart. There are grapes in the wine. So everything is spot on.
Give it to us. We'll take it.
Yeah.
For wine tasting.
I'm sure it's better than I would have gotten on my first try, but
yeah,
that's for sure.
And actually, we're really picky with wine, especially.
Oh, really?
So many, and I love the idea, of course, of like your organic, whatever, everything that's out there right now. I try it, and I'm like, but if I don't like it, and I want to really sit down with a bottle of it, and so it's actually really nice because I've always loved that when everything came into a can, I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever, and then you try it. I feel like I'm like. Have a weird,
like taste the can or something.
Yeah.
And this is hands down, despite even obviously being on a virtual happy hour, my favorite canned wine times 10.
Yeah, I would agree. No question.
Well,
and it's cute.
We're so happy you think so. I agree,
but the wine actually takes over.
Oh yeah, and I think just one of the benefits. I think you guys touched on it right at the beginning, but with the can, it's totally recyclable, which a lot of glass bottles are too, but oftentimes it's really hard to find somewhere to recycle glass. It's so heavy. You can't just throw it in your backpack to go on a hike or go to the beach. A lot of pools and outdoor places don't even allow glass. So to me, the can is just really nice for summer. And
too, because we do a lot of like boating with our family, and the biggest thing my mom don't flood the refrigerator. And we're like, Mom, we gotta like, if you have like a hard kombucha or something.
Yeah, we gotta keep it going.
Refrigerate it. And so that's super nice. You can bring it, throw it in, your Yeti or whatever with some ice, and you're good to go. Because it's hard. It's hard with a lot of drinks that you're trying to put together. This is like the easiest toss and go. We brought some out to the river last weekend, and my mom was like, "Can I have one?" Bye, Mom.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, my husband I saw it. He had a glass, like an actual wine glass, and I was like, "That's pink. Like we don't have. I don't think we have any." I'm like, "What are you drinking?" He's like, "Oh, one of those cans." I was like. excuse me?
Like, that's mine.
Like, you can have beer, but those are mine.
Oh, I laid that precedent when we went out to the river. I was like, these are for the ladies only. Dad, Gavin, not for you. And they're like, okay.
Oh yeah. And I mean, each can, because we, they come in like a pack of 3, so each can is a third of a bottle, and you know, that can really sneak up on you, for sure.
But I feel like it's the perfect amount, because you don't feel like you need to finish like a whole half a bottle of wine in a can. You don't want to ditch it. You don't want it to get warm, but at the same time, you don't really want like a half a glass either.
Yeah, for me,
and
so it's like one is perfect.
Yeah,
sometimes two.
Exactly. Yeah, our 2018 Vodka Rosé came in. The cans were each a half a bottle, which was really nice if you had somebody to share it with, or you just, you know, that was your drink for the day. I mean, drink however much anybody wants that's watching. I'm not judging. I've definitely drank them in one sitting, but I think that the 3 cans is just, it's a lot easier for me to drink and not feel quite as bad now. But
totally,
especially like midweek.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we have a few questions from the audience. Okay, so one person says, if you could each only pick one form of exercise to do forever, what would it be? Which is a specific question.
Forever, or for like the next 10 years? Because forever,
Okay, you're right. We'll just go even just for the next 1 year. If you could only do like one form of working out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll answer. Okay. I mean, assuming that my body can do this forever, we were sprinters in the past, and I truthfully do feel like sprinting, and not like going too totally nuts, but having the ability to exert yourself at high speeds and have recovery and do that repetitively with our track background. I think for me, that would be my number one, because I think sprinting is a total body workout. And so you're able to build muscle while you also kind of like burn fat and cardio. So for me,
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say high intensity running, which kind of incorporates like all of it. 30-minute run, get some intervals thrown in, a track workout, hills, stairs, like treadmill. Just
can't throw all the modalities in.
Hey, I'm throwing in just high intensity running. High intensity running is mine. But yes, to Kel's point, like it sculpts everything, it burns everything. Like literally, I think if you just sprinted and added some intervals in, like you would have defined arms, abs, legs. You'd feel good. You'd feel strong. Like it's just kind of our thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then I guess I just have a follow-up question, which is, if you had not done track and field and running, what sport do you think that you would have picked instead?
That's a good one.
I always think, well, because I'm pretty tall, I'm 5'11", so I probably would have chosen volleyball. I was a little intimidated because I was actually a gymnast my whole life. I was a level 9 competitive gymnast with Russian coaches, the whole deal, going into high school. 5'4" when I quit. Thankfully, 5'4" is already really tall for a gymnast. That was definitely not my calling. I probably would have tried volleyball if we had, our high school team was like top of the state, and I was way too intimidated. So I was like, most people haven't tried track. I'm going to go for that. But probably volleyball.
I think I would say, volleyball or tennis, because I feel like both, I'm like a mile and a half from the beach. And so I feel like people always play beach volleyball, which seems so fun, such a great workout. But again, if you haven't done it, you're like, well, I don't really want to jump in and embarrass mess up the flow.
Mess everyone up,
Yeah.
I feel like I would love that. And then tennis is something we do super recreationally, but I feel like that's one of those ones that you do, even though it's way more intense than like golf, but it's one of the ones that I feel like you can do
for a long time.
Later age. And so definitely one of those two would be my,
Yeah. Well, both are good choices. And now while we're on the topic of working out, I know that you have some workout tips for people at home, or just some quick little stretches, or some things you can do. I know a lot of people are working from home, so there's, you're spending so much time sitting at the kitchen table, and even if you get 5 minutes to just get up and move, I'm sure that goes a long way. So any tips that you have for me or for anybody, I'm sure would be appreciated.
Sure. Lauren and I are all about, we call them like the little wins, and they're just basically just any opportunity you can take the stairs versus the elevator, something small. So we have a tiny little workout.
So just a really quick one that you can throw in while you're at your desk. I mean, it's always great to get up and walk around, but sometimes it's more fun to like mix it.
While you work out, I will just continue to sip on the rosé. But
that'll be my hydration in between my reps. Okay. Do you want to explain more?
Yes. So we love doing like ladder type workouts. So we're just gonna say 20.
This is a high chair, but imagine a lower one.
So we would do 20 body weight squats, So just squatting all the way down to the chair, kind of a total body weight to warm up. Then drop down into 15 tricep dips. So first exercise is 20, second one is 15. Then flip around and do elevated push-ups. So we will do 10 of those. And then last one, just to get your heart rate up a little bit, 5 squat jumps. So 20, 15, 10, 5. And it's a good way just to get a quick little workout in, get your heart rate up. If you have more than just a couple minutes, you could always do, say, 4 rounds of that and get an actual workout in. But whatever you have time for.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's like to